Please, sit down. Let me tell you a story. There was once a doctor, in the Victorian times, who decided to attend a party. When he was at the party, he met an extraordinary man. This man, just as a parlor trick, could stop his lungs at any requested time and then begin breathing again. Even more extraordinarily, he could stop his heart from beating and then, upon will, start again with no effect to his body. The doctor, of course, was astonished at this, and he asked the man, "Will you come to my office tomorrow? I would love to study how you do this." The young man accepted his offer, and the next day they began studying. The doctor asked the man to stop his lungs, and he studied. There would seem to be no effect on the man at all. He asked him to stop his heart, studied some more. Then finally, he asked the man, "Can you stop both your heart and your lungs at the same time?" The young man said, "I don't know, I've never tried that before, but I would be willing to try it." The doctor said, "How will you know when to revive? How will you know when my studies are finished?" The young man said, "Well, when I stop my heart or my lungs, I can still hear what's going on around me. So, why don't you snap your fingers twice and clap once?" They agreed on this signal. The man laid down on the doctor's table, and they began the experiment. The man stopped his heart, stopped his lungs, and to anyone he would have appeared dead. When the doctor had finished his studies, he clapped his hands, snapped his fingers, and was very shocked and surprised when nothing happened. The man didn't revive. The doctor tried again and again and again, but still, the man did not revive. So very sadly, very solemnly, he erected a tomb for the young man in the nearby cemetery as a memorial to this extraordinary young man. They placed him there, and the doctor put this entire experiment out of his mind. It was just too painful to think about. Several months later, the doctor was reviewing some of his old files and studies, and he came across the phonograph record which he had made during this study. He sadly sat down in his chair and began listening to it. He and his assistant sat and listened to the account of the young man. The doctor realized his terrible mistake. He burst out of his house, went running up the hill to the cemetery. He ran to the tomb, threw open the door. He had previously done the signal backwards, so he snapped his fingers, clapped his hands, and with the last bit of strength that was left in the skeleton of the man, it jumped out
and strangled the doctor.